Good morning, you. Good morning, you, and Tube. And good morning, YouTube. It is, here we go. How do I never know the day of the week? Wednesday, March 27th, 2024, 9:50 a.m. Central Standard Time. Running a little bit late today, but that's all right. Slept in a little tiny bit. Woke up this morning. It almost felt as though I woke up hungover or something. That was the level of fun we had last night as Mavericks fans. That was the level of jubilation that we felt, that I almost feel hungover. Yeah, like a winning hangover. It felt like we won a playoff game or something. Like that was awesome. That was incredible. Oh, we got a little ESPN Power Rankings here, too, to kick things off this morning. I have no idea where these teams are. I thought they did these yesterday. Where are these teams ending up? One's got to be, let's try to predict them. 1, Celtics, obviously. 2, Nuggets, obviously. 3, I think it had to be the Thunder. Even though it feels like they might be struggling a little bit, they're 8-2 in their last 10. No. Thunder. Who would be 5? This is where I'd put the Mavericks. I'm being dead serious. This is where I'd put the Mavericks. I'm going to have to guess this is probably the Timberwolves. All right, now, this is where I'd put the Mavericks, though, for sure. There's no way they can't be 6. If I had to guess, this is where the Knicks are. Pelicans, okay. All right, Mavs move up to 8. I'd have them above the Knicks for sure. I would for sure have them ahead of the Knicks. No two ways around it. Pelicans, with Brandon Ingram going down, I think I'd have the Mavs above them, personally. That's tough, though, because they've just been winning games, so it's not really their fault. Timberwolves, I'd put the Mavs over them, just to do it. 8, though, we'll take that. We will take that. The Kings move up to 9. You sure about that? Are you sure you want that to happen? All right, who cares about the rest, really? I think I'd actually have the Hornets dead last, personally. They're losing every game. They haven't scored over 100 points, and I think it's 5 straight games. I think it's been 5 games since they've scored 100 points. It has. Actually, I'm sorry. No, it's been 5. Oh, my God. Why are they struggling so much to score 100 points? How do you not score 100 points in 5 straight games in today's NBA? How is that even possible? How is that even remotely possible? Anyways, a lot to talk about from last night. You had the Bucks pooping themselves, questionable officiating in this, double overtime. Damian Lillard, where the hell are you? Thunder, Josh Giddey almost single-handedly won them this game with his shooting at the end. Is Josh Giddey having a moment? Is Josh Giddey back? His last 2 games, 4 of 6 from 3, 5 of 8 from 3. Hold on now. Warriors blow out the Heat. The Heat score 37 second half points. I was watching this game before the Mavs game started. But of course, the talk of the town. The Dallas Mavericks. Absolutely annihilate the Sacramento Kings. Absolutely annihilate the Sacramento Kings on national television in what was a playoff game for the Mavericks. For the Kings, I wouldn't say not necessarily, because they already won the first 2 games in this matchup. So for them, it's like, okay, we just have to win one of these. However, this was a statement. This was the Mavericks coming out on national television and saying, hey, we're treating this like a playoff game, and this is what the fuck you're going to get in the playoffs from us. You're going to get a full 48 minutes of worth of effort on defense. We can play big. We can go with 3 guards, but one of those guards is Exum, who we feel comfortable defensively playing the 3, and then another guard is Luka, who's 6'7". We have 2 big centers who can now cause a headache for you. We have 2 absolute murderers with the ball in their hands. And then if the role guys get hot from 3, you got no chance of winning. And then there's a beautiful cat. Finn. Come on, buddy. Huh? Going. Come here. Soft. Luka with 28 points in this game. He had 26 in the first half. 2 in the second half. They didn't need him. They didn't need him. And then after the game, he called Kyrie Batman and Luka's Robin. Cute little statement. He had a better stat line than SGA in just one half of basketball. I mean, we know what Luka can do in a half. Who was it? Someone in my chat last night was like, should I start a Twitter page that says, did Luka have a better half than NBA All-Stars? Yeah, that's actually a great one.
Coming back from 19 down to win 128, 124. We have a good one.
Oh, my God.
To win 128, 124. We have a good one early. Here it goes in one center.
Oh, my Lord. Those are the playoff type shots. Is that in your bag? Essentially.
To win 128, 124. We have a good one early.
I feel like I've pulled that maneuver off maybe 6 to 7 times. Just sauce it and toss it. 10 of 18 from the field. I mean, unbelievable. And then Kyrie went into halftime with 6 points. Scores 18 points in the second half. And most of those coming in the third quarter. And most of those coming like 3 minutes into the third quarter. The Mavs just came out of halftime and said, yeah, we're going to win this game by 30. Like, you're going to have an insane offensive output to keep up with us because Kyrie Irving's here now. It's just like crazy, man. Crazy. And what's funny is if you look at like the offensive numbers for the Mavs in recent weeks, they don't look great. Just the numbers. But if you watch them play though, it looks really good. And it's all kind of come down to them being able to shoot. If we go to game logs, just look at their offensive rating. Last night it was elite. Utah was good, but here's 4 games in a row. They won all 4, or 3 games in a row. They won all 3 below league average. 4 and 5 games below league average, but they won all 4 of those. Look at the defense. They've been above league average 9 of their last 10 games defensively, with a couple of masterclass performances mixed in. Against Sacramento, great offense. Utah's not very good anymore, so I can't really count them. Denver, great offense. Only stinker was against OKC without Luka. Yeah, and it wasn't even like that was a blowout. I mean, it didn't really feel like the Mavericks had much of a chance to win that game ever, but that also included, what was it? PJ Washington was 1 of 11 from the field in that game, including 11 straight misses. Like, The Mavs were in that game even without Luka. So what is it? 9 straight wins now with Luka, and I think they're undefeated when Gafford starts with Luka in the lineup or something like that. Granted, I think that starts around here. This is absolutely crazy, man. Tim Legler on the Mavericks this morning. This is the real threat for me in the Western Conference to the Denver Nuggets. Legs! Oh, you're making me blush, man.
Easy win last night over Sacramento. Luka and Kyrie combining for 52 and 14. And I know you've been saying it for a while on this show. You find them very dangerous.
Yeah, this is the real threat, I think, so far right now for me in the Western Conference to the Denver Nuggets. This is the best team Luka's had, and that's saying a lot because you know how great he has been in big moments. But now he seems to have found a perfect chemistry with Kyrie Irving. They've added some pieces to improve their depth. They've got athletes in the middle. They've got shooting. And right now, they've got a swagger about them. They're playing their best basketball at the right time.
All right, so we like where the Mavericks are. And so we show you.
What horrible segment were they about to get into here? What horrible segment are they about to dive into? James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. What terrible segment are they about to get into?
The 4, Mavericks Kings is the one that I'm going to be most locked in on.
Why?
Because of how well the Mavericks are playing, and the Kings are one of those teams that have not gotten much attention. They're still a very good team. They have identical records.
Yep.
And so let's see. Like if the Mavericks go in there and beat a team that's a good team, that's also a high power team, and the Mavericks go in there, man, they control that game. You know, they win that game and they take care of business. And I'm talking about like handily win that game, control the game. That's going to be a statement win again for the Mavericks, who I continue, obviously, to talk about a lot because I'm kind of riding this right now because I really do feel that the Mavericks can have a chance to be that team. That's the last one to take on Jokic and the Nuggets.
Look, folks, I said it last night, and I wasn't just saying it, for fun, and I wasn't just saying it, for content. The Mavericks are playing championship-level basketball. I mean, they are. They would have to play almost perfect to beat the Nuggets in a series because it's nothing against the Mavericks, really. That's how good the Nuggets are. But this is winning basketball right here. This is winning basketball in a postseason setting. This isn't gimmicky. Oh, we're going to win 53 regular season games, but we're just not – and the playoffs are not really built. No, this is built for playoff basketball. This is built for a 7-game series. This is built for trench warfare. This is built for battles. Hey, you got a guy who's popping off. We got a guy who's going to pop off. You got a co-star who's going to pop off. We got a co-star who's going to pop off. And we're going to be physical. And we're going to rebound. And we're going to be active on defense. We're going to get our hands in passing lanes. We're going to gang rebound. When we're going to foul you hard. It's not going to be easy. We're going to throw you to the fucking ground. We're going to look at you for a second. We got an absolute murderer who's going to come out in the first half of games, score 26 points, and completely deflate your building immediately. And then we got a guy in the second half who can show up and stops any single run that you go on. Your building gets into it. They get hyped. You get a lob. All right, 20-point game. If we get this down to 12 going into the fourth quarter, no, I'm just going to score 8 points in like 2 minutes because I'm Kyrie Irving. Now the building's done. You're pumping in crowd noise. You're getting booed off the floor. You got 2 cold-blooded murderers. Most teams don't even have one. There are playoff teams who are going to go into the postseason without a singular murderer. And the Mavericks have 2. And you need the murderer. You need the guy who's going to show up no matter what. You need the guy who, big moments, doesn't matter. Good defense, doesn't matter. Need a bucket, get the fuck out the way. Exactly. They have 2 psychopaths. And now they play defense at a high level. They rebound now at a high level. And you know what? You want to know something too? They got a couple role players who don't give a shit. Like, look, I know that we like to bash Tim Hardaway Jr. Look, in the playoffs, sometimes it might be good to have a guy who just doesn't care. Hey, I'm shooting this. I do not care that it's a playoff game and there are millions of people watching this. We need a 3. I'm shooting this. I'm not shying away. I'm not shying away. I'm bombing this 3. I don't care. Same thing can be said with PJ Washington. I don't care. I'm shooting this. It doesn't matter to me. And Daniel Gafford's got a little mean streak to him. You could tell last night with Sabonis. Daniel Gafford's got a little mean streak to him, a little edge. I'm going to block your shot. I'm going to scream. I'm going to dunk on you. I'm going to hang on the rim a little bit and pull up. Lively's got that, I'm going to swat your shot and I'm going to stare at the crowd and get hype. This team, man, I'm telling you, they got an identity. It kind of feels like it's bubbling a little tiny bit. Don't want to get too reactionary because I have a habit of doing this. But how am I supposed to look at it? Somebody on Twitter did this last night. Who was it? Somebody pointed out the Mavs schedule removing this little shit stretch, which I know is stupid to do. But you look at it and you're like, oh my God. They've been winning that many games? Did I like it? Yeah, here it is. Did Logan have the original one? Like, I mean, I know it's stupid to like cross out entire stretches of games, but this is actually kind of insane. All right, well, let me see if I can find Logan's. I might have liked it. I'm a little concerned scrolling my likes. What account did I have muted that I liked? Oh, there it is. Someone was saying we're still a flawed team that just has firepower because we're technically 24th on D post All-Star break. Are they still? There's no way. There's no way they're still 24th in defense after the All-Star break. That would be really surprising to me. When was that? Like right here? $19th. Wow, that stretch of games really fucked them up. But I think you'd have to have seen how disconnected and schematically flawed that stretch on D was. It feels like the outlier. Yeah, when did they go to Gaff in the starting lineup? That was like right when we started winning. Was it the Heat game? Was that the first time they started Gaff? That's when they just said we're going defense. Wow. This is kind of crazy. Like, that's a lot of winning, man. And then even in this stretch right here, a Max Strus miracle 3. And even this stretch still looks a little rough, but it just looks like a regular NBA rough patch. You know? Look, he makes me feel way with Josh, but I mean, Josh is a role player. Like, if the Mavs team completely crumbled without Josh, there's big problems. Yeah, the Pacers really caught us lacking. And, you know, that might be a game that the Mavs needed in a weird way. Nick was talking about this on Locked On last night, where he was like, Kid's one of those coaches that a loss can sometimes be good, where he's like, all right, we learned our lesson. And it could be, I've said this all fucking year. Every coach is like that. Like the teams, the coaches, the players, they all operate in different ways. Like we're fans and we get hype and we we hang on every single game. But the team, they take it game by game. They're going to try some stuff out. I think the Pacers would beat the Mavs in a very unlikely final series. Okay. Well, that's not a series we'd ever have to worry about. I'm hoping those Pacer games are like, hey, you guys are going to have to lock in defensively. Okay? I know that we made trades. We have better defenders in here, but you still need to lock in. You still need to be locked into what's going on. Pacers are low-key very good recently. Their shooting is insane. Oh, their defense has been a lot better recently, too. Wait, what is this? Sorry, this is unrelated, but... Are you telling me Victor Wembanyama is shooting 48% on step-back threes? Is that what I'm reading correctly here? Yeesh. Anyways, man. Wow, what a win. I mean, seriously, what a win. The defense that PJ Washington played last night. The defense that Derek Lively played last night. It's talk! PJ Washington versatility on defense is so special to watch in Dallas. This was the exact possession I was talking about on Locked On.
And Luka Doncic, it's one of the reasons why I feel like this version of Dallas can be dangerous.
That's not a mismatch.
You gotta have
even Lively on Keegan Murray's not a mismatch. Really. Keegan's not quick enough to really exploit that. And look, hey, wait, hold up. I just want to point this out. This might seem stupid. Look at PJ right now. Look at PJ right now. You need some dogs on your team. This sounds stupid. It's not stupid, I promise you. You need some people who are going to take pride in playing defense.
And Kyrie give you, there's another.
You need guys who are going to show up and who want to play defense, who want to take on the challenge.
You got to have players who are
Look at that. Body him up. Use your body.
And that's what Luka and Kyrie.
He's enjoying playing defense for the first time as a pro. Here are two possessions when the Mavs put him as a primary defender on Fox just to throw a different look.
Achilles soreness decided to give it a go. Speaks to the magnitude of this ball game. Fox putting the moves on Washington. Sets up.
Luck out there.
Short.
What's Luka doing here?
Fox putting the moves on Washington. Sets up Barnes.
Come on, bro. Look at that D. Watching a great basketball game. True. It's so crazy that the Mavs only needed Luka to score 2 points in the second half. Like, what universe are we living in, man? Yeah, Luka clearly injured. Or not injured, but clearly dealing with some type of ailment. Well, his Achilles. Last night, he was really hustling on defense. He really was. Do you feel like we got away with a lot of fouls? No. This is how they've been calling games now for weeks. The Dallas defense comes down to this when Luka and Kyrie decides to be where he's supposed to be. Yeah, that really is it. Those two can be susceptible, That's why I didn't love Kyrie on Malik Monk at times last night, because Monk just back cut him to death. That could be a problem for Kyrie too at times. Get beat off ball a little bit, lose your guy. But yeah, if those two are locked in defensively, I mean, the Mavs can throw lineups out there where there's not bad defenders on the floor. Yeah, Luka had, I doubt I'd be able to find the play, but I'll definitely clip it for the video I'm dropping later today. Luka had a play where he got switched on to Sabonis, and he spent probably 10 to 12 seconds denying him in the post. And the ball didn't even get there. What's this?
Mavs had to hop on a flight from Utah after their win last night. Hardaway. Swish. This crowd shell-shocked here at Golden One Center. Fox.
Honestly, if I really followed basketball and knew what was going on, and I saw Tim Hardaway Jr. make that shot, I'd have this against my team. I'd have the same exact reaction. And hey, the Mavs have been on the other end of this too, where it's like a player's been really struggling lately or something, and then they come in and fucking make 6 of 8 threes, and it's like, yeah, Max Strus.
Mavs had to hop on a flight from Utah after their win last night. Hardaway.
The young Timmy Hardaway. If you win on Friday night, don't let them win on Friday night, guys. Don't let them win on Friday night, okay? And I'll say this: I didn't say this on Locked On last night, but I was talking to Nick about it after. I'd be kind of impressed with the Kings if they come out and win on Friday. I'd be a little impressed with them. Last night almost felt like a soul-crushing, rip your heart out and eat it in front of you defeat. Or, hey, we're treating this like a playoff game. You need to treat it like a playoff game. And you did it. Their handoffs are going to be extra handy. For any Kings fans, they respond well after blowouts. Well, we'll see. This isn't the fucking Washington Wizards. This isn't the Detroit Pistons. I have seen that, though. I remember back to right before the All-Star break, they lost at home to the Pistons, I want to say. Got booed off the floor. And then the next game they played, they beat the Nuggets on the road. So, Rockets for real going to catch the Warriors. The Warriors looked really good last night. I got to give them that. I was watching that game. Hey, if I were a Heat fan, I'd be a little upset. By the way, that game was officiated. That felt almost like the league was like, hey, about the Rockets. Look, we don't want that. Okay, we want Steph in a playing game. Yeah, the Heat have been struggling a little bit lately. Do we dare? So when Sabonis subbed out of this game, or no, he was at the free throw line or something. They said he was an assist shy of a triple-double. I literally could not believe my fucking ears. And we have to hate. Sorry. We have to hate. We just do. Okay?
Sabonis will hand off to Keegan Murray. Murray mid-range.
Got it. And that's a really nice job by Keegan Murray there.
Sabonis Working on Jones. Kick out. Keon Ellis for three. Swish.
That one's fine.
They can get Washington and Hardaway Jr. going. Watch out.
Ellis goes midi.
Bro, I'm sorry. Like this is my litmus test for ball knowers. This is my litmus test. Because if you just watch Sabonis, or if you just look at his stats, you would think that this guy is like, you know, a Jokic level playmaker as a center, or close to it at least. Şengün maybe.
Good ball movement. Murray didn't have a shot. Good closeout. Sabonis spinning on Lively. Stops. Kick out. Murray
That was nice. That was a nice one. Oh, they're just making up assists. They're literally just making up assists. How is this a Sabonis assist? Even if he just passed it to him right now. There's literally no way. How is that a Sabonis assist in any way, shape, or form?
Largest lead for the Mavs. Murray, the answer.
I mean, they're always going to call that an assist.
That was a State Farm audio assist. Murray with the.
What are these clips? Why are these clips so fucking janky? I'm assuming this was a handoff.
Audio assist. Murray with the runner. A period that's been dominated by the Mavericks.
Right now for Mike Brown, you're just looking for some kind of a spark and somebody who's been known to ignite one. It's not often you could have arguably the best offensive player in the league on the bench and not have any kind of a drop.
Ellis.
Oh man, the two dribble pull-ups are hilarious to me. Two dribble pull-ups off of a handoff. I mean, they'll always count that as an assist. But this is what I've been saying all year. Those stats are fucking fraudulent. Okay. Those stats are absolutely fraudulent. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a conspiracy or anything like that. I just think they always count those handoffs as assists. Dude, the amount of spam calls I get is remarkable. Generational handoffer. For real. All right, anyways, hating has concluded. That ends our hating session for the day. No, they have like scorekeepers. I actually don't really know what goes into it. I looked into it after the Jaren Jackson Jr. debacle last year. Remember that? And I think each home team does have their own scorekeepers, but no Bucks hate. Well, it's hard for me to really hate because I was watching the Mavs once the Mavs game started and did not go back to see what the hell happened. But a really impressive win for the Lakers though, and a really bad loss for the Bucks. We'll check the Bucks subreddit. Dame was bad in this game. 3 of 14. Him and Dame cannot play together. I don't necessarily agree with that, but Dude, every single Lakers thread is the same. If any team plays the Lakers, it's always, what was that officiating? I'll never forget. God, when was it? What year was it? Mavs played the Lakers. Was it like 2021 or something? The Seth Curry, yeah. Danny Green hit a game-winning 3. And they showed the replay. And Dwight Howard is literally just basically bear hugging Seth Curry to prevent Seth Curry getting out to contest. Just absolutely insanity. Just absolute insanity, man. Lakers fans don't think they have a free throw advantage, so delusional. They used to think the league was fixed against them. It was the one Celtics game last year, which that was egregious. But since then they're like, yeah, see, the league has it against us. And it's like, wait, you guys shoot 700 more free throws than anybody. Or your free throw differential is like 700 free throws better than anybody else. Yeah, over a few years, 1,000 plus. Yeah, see, these aren't even fun. Marquise Johnson. James shot like shit. Beasley missed him when they counted. Chris had a bad game. Giannis was terrible at the free throw line. Not starting from this game. All that said, Lakers got an absurd ref buff. Warriors versus Lakers playing game would be peak though. It's kind of crazy that if that were to happen again, that'd be the second time, in 3 years that we've gotten that exact matchup? 4 years, I guess. Guess where the Lakers are in drives per game? I'm going to guess low. 26th. Yeah, I mean, 32 free throws to 17. I mean, they're just like constantly doubling up teams. Lakers might catch Phoenix. Kind of crazy. The Lakers are 40 and 32 and are like fighting for the 9. Like if the play-in tournament didn't exist, they'd be fighting tooth and nail just to make the playoffs. At 40 and 32, like I feel like usually that's more than enough to make the playoffs at least. Two and a half up on the Warriors now. Who has the tiebreaker in this series? Warriors do. Two back of the Suns. Yeah, they're playing well. 9-game winning streak for the Rockets. That's actually crazy. Mavs have the second longest winning streak of the NBA right now. That's what I like to see, baby. This shameless thinking going on in Toronto? Yes, I have seen it. Shameless. But also at the same time, they have to, right? What's the protections on that Pirtle pick? Yeah, top 6. Yeah, they need to be shameless. Wow, that's disgusting. A top 6 protected pick for Jakob Pirtle when your team's not very good. Guys, the only reason why Kid got fined for that was because he publicly said it. He publicly said they were intentionally trying to lose. All right, what are we looking at tonight? Cavs, Hornets. Will the Hornets break 100 points? Warriors, Magic. That's pretty good. Tough back-to-back there for the Warriors. Nets, Wizards. Blazers, Hawks. Clippers, Sixers on ESPN. Sixers just have had so many nationally televised games. They couldn't flex that one out. Flex that one out and put the Warriors Magic game on. Easy. There you go. Knicks, Raptors, Pacers, Bulls. Have a fun one. Lakers, Grizzlies. Lakers only 4.5-point favorites. They think they're going to be sitting people. They did just play 50-plus minutes last night. Pistons, Timberwolves, Rockets, Thunder. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Can the Rockets get to 10 games? Thunder played last night. Spurs, Jazz, and Suns, Nuggets. Ooh, that's good. So there is a pathway, by the way, for the Mavericks to be the 5 seed on Friday night, and that is the Bucks beating the Pelicans on Thursday, and then the Mavericks beating the Kings on Friday. And if those things happen, you're the 5 seed. I did see some Thunder fans on Twitter who were like, I kind of want to lose this game to the Rockets. Kind of want to lose this game to the Rockets so the Warriors get out of the play-in. But also, I mean, I guess the Warriors is fine, but I feel like the Thunder match up really well against the Warriors. I meant to say, I guess the Thunder wouldn't mind playing the Rockets either, but if the Thunder end up sneaking out the 1 seed, which is still a possibility, chance on 4 seed on Friday? No. Bar Nuggets, I wouldn't be shocked if every team with home court loses in the first. I'm not entirely sure. Thunder, if they're at 2. Thunder, if they're at 2. Lakers would give them some problems, most certain. I feel like the Thunder would beat the Warriors. Thunder would beat the Kings. Suns would be a good series. I think the Lakers are like the Thunder's kryptonite. Timberwolves and Mavs right now. Be a good series if Cat's out. Yeah, the way that things have been trending, I do think the Pelicans would beat the Clippers in a game, in a series. You think the Mavericks would sweep the Thunder? I don't know about that. I don't know about a sweep. I definitely would pick them to win the series, though. Well, all right, a pretty decent slate of games tonight, actually. Pretty excited about that. What a win last night for the Mavericks. Got to keep it up. They're starting to feel like there's some juice there. I'm afraid it's too late for a Doncic MVP, even if he gets the 4 seed. No, don't say that yet. There's still 3 weeks left, and the Mavs are still sitting at 6, like potentially 7. But like, just wait. Let them win some more games. Let them sort of solidify themselves in the playoffs, and then maybe climb up to 5 or 4. And then the conversation starts. All you need is a few talking heads to be like, wait a second. Wait, the Mavs are the 5 seed after everything? And Luka is leading the league in scoring? And the record's insane when he plays? Wait a second. What are we doing here? No, there's no way there are voters who have submitted their picks. If so, they need to be their ballots need to be stripped. Bill Simmons said SGA may be better than Luka. When did he say that? I feel like the SGA hype is dying a little bit. I have a Thunder fan a friend who's a Thunder fan, and I've been trying to tell him there's almost no way he wins it. Like, you can just feel it. Russello on the Bill Simmons podcast was pretty much like, I'm not voting Shea second. Like, it's gonna get to that point where voters are like, I'm not voting Shea over Jokic, and then it's gonna get to, I'm not voting Shea over Giannis, or I can't actually bring myself to vote Shea over Luka if Luka's a 4 seed. Shea hasn't stepped up in big matchups lately. Shea, I'm telling you guys, Shea is not healthy. I don't think Shea's been healthy for quite some time now. I'm not saying that so you guys can come in here and be like, oh, well, Luka or blah, 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 or someone else is injured too. I know. I'm literally saying, though, that's why. I'm not like giving him a pass or anything else. I'm just telling you that's what's going on. He's only scored over 30 points once in his last 5 games. I've been saying this for a while. It sounds fucking stupid, but it's hard to win MVP when you don't have any like real signature big games. Like, what's the big Shea game? What's the big, like, oh my God, Shea just had like one of the most dominant games I've seen. He had a game against Chicago where he had 40 points and 12 assists. $43 points on 68% shooting against the Cavs. I mean, that's pretty good. These were all of his game scores, a really wonky ass stat. His top 6 game score games came in the first month and a half of the season. He's uber consistent. I mean, that's his thing. 45 games with 30 or more points, but then only 5 with 40 or more. Like, he's scoring 30. You're not going to get some huge, ginormous performance from him. And it is really impressive. But I feel like to be MVP, you have to have like some big, like, Luka, 73 points. Yeah, Luka scored 73 fucking points in a game, man. The 4th most ever. That was what, like the 4th highest game score of all time? Then 50 and 15 on Christmas. And that was, second highest game score of all time. All right, well, there you go. And 40 and 15, or 50 and 15 on Christmas Day. That was what, the best Christmas game of all time, according to Game Score? Oh, yeah, the 44 points on 17 of 21 shooting against the Clippers. I'm not even saying this. I really hate even feeding into this because it does. It gets into the Luka versus Shea, like, oh, I'm not even trying to feed the Stan Wars. I'm just saying, from a person who watches basketball and likes to talk about basketball, I don't think Shea can win it. I know that they're great and all that, but in order to be the MVP, you have to have some signature moments. It's like the Heisman moment. That's his Heisman moment. Yeah, Luka had the triple-double streak. It's just like, the consistency is great. I mean, it really is. But you guys know I'm a Shea. I love Shea. I just do not think they'll give it to him when push comes to shove. What were Embiid's moments last year? I mean, Embiid going into Denver and belt-to-assing them or whatever it was, and not going into Denver because he hasn't played in Denver in however many years. But that game at home against the Nuggets where he went barnacles. Oh, he also – oh, no. Embiid had that one game early in the season, 59 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 blocks. That was actually one of the most insane games I've ever seen a player have. Was it the January 28th game at home against Denver? Sixers won. Embiid had 47 and 18 with 3 steals and 2 blocks. Like, there you go. I forgot about that Embiid game against Utah early last season. That shit was insane. Then he against Boston 42 or 52 points on 20 of 25 shooting. Yeah, he had some big ones. But let's see, what's Shea's career or season high this year? And it sounds like I'm hating. I'm really not. I'm just trying to be like Shea's season high right now is 43. Like that shit does matter. It does. Think of Westbrook's game, the buzzer beater versus Nuggets and shit. Yeah, if you're gonna be a lower seed and win, you have to have some like mega moments like that. That was like give this guy the MVP. Yeah, Luka does have like 5 moments. It would be nice if like for Luka to stamp or really push an MVP. For everyone to be like, whoa, hold on now. I'm trying to think here. I mean, another big game on Friday night in a win would go a long way, I think. The problem is like the Kings are fighting tooth and nail for the 6th seed. The media does not take them seriously in any way, shape, or form. So they like the media doesn't view them. If this were the Suns, if the Mavs and Suns were, locked in, I mean, which they are, and these 2 games were against Phoenix, and it was like the fate of the 6 seeds on the line, and Luka popped off, that would be different. Maybe like this game against Golden State or something, and both teams really need to win, and Luka really pops off and has a moment, and there's a lot of eyeballs on this game for whatever reason, and people are like, oh shit. Yeah, maybe OKC last game of the season. I'm just gonna venture to guess right now this game's not gonna matter. How many players with most to gain or lose this postseason? Tatum? Oh, is this a ranking? Jokic? Zion? Is this just the best player from every team? Oh. I'm sorry. Damian Lillard is very high on this list. Paolo? Is this ranked? Paolo ahead of Luka? No, this can't be ranked. This can't be ranked. These 3 would probably be in the top. Maybe not Kawhi. Harden might be number 1. Honestly. If Embiid were healthy, I would say he was number one always, but thought on what is the cause of Paolo's horrendous on-off splits. I'd have to dive into it. Maybe he plays with a bunch of bench lineups or something. Those are usually misleading. I mean, you watch a Magic game, and he's clearly their best player. It's not really close. Is Paolo better than Chet next year? Next year? I mean, Paolo's better than Chet now. Yeah, Paolo being on this list is kind of crazy. Second-year guy in his first playoffs. All right, I want to read the little blurb. Banchero's career is off to an excellent start, winning Rookie of the Year, making All-Star game in his second season. The Magic have made the playoffs just twice in the past 12 seasons and haven't won a playoff series since Dwight Howard was traded in 2011. But Orlando has fought its way into position to possibly get home court for the first round. Banchero having a big first postseason could set the stage for the Magic going forward. I guess I don't get what this article is. It just feels like a list of players who are making the playoffs. Interesting. All right, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check these out live every morning, playback.tv/slightlybiased. If you're watching this on playback.tv/slightlybiased, you can check these out on YouTube, Slightly Biased Clips channel. Okay? Okay.